Mercedes-Benz Stadium. We've got one that does take to the skies before kickoff. That is the mascot, Freddie Falcon. And at ground level, here they come. A cauldron of Falcons also taking flight out of the tunnel and onto the field in Atlanta. Up next, it's our main event between the Indianapolis Colts and the Atlanta Falcons. On the Colts sideline, look at their head coach. These guys losers their last game, hoping to reverse that here. And across the field, that's head coach of the Falcons, Raheem Morris. His guys already division champs, but still seeding to play for this week and beyond. So happy you could join us today. I'm Kate Scott with Brock Heward. It is time for some football. And we're underway in Atlanta. Returnable from the 1. And this drive will start inside the 25. So out come the Colts for their first offensive possession. And they'll be let out by their third-year signal caller.
And if he could only flip that 3-to-1 ratio, have it be 3 touchdowns to 1 pick, instead of the other way around, I think we'd have seen that loss flip to a win as well. Cleats lead this week. We'll see what he's done to address the showing from his last time out.
Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Steps up and he's running with it. And they drop him with a big hit, but that's going to sting worse for the defense. A big gain, and the chain's moving too. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it'll be 1st down Colts. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. He gets this one to Strange. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it's good coverage, contested catches that really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
Ready. Yellow, ready, go. Ready.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. And he sure gave his all to make that play, but it hits the deck. It's going to be 3rd down. Well, after that play, training staff is headed out. That's one of their top guys who's shaken up. And they're going to need him back for the upcoming postseason. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. 3rd and long for him here. Chased out to his right. He's making a bid for it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
That's such a bummer, Kate, for a quarterback. If you have to scramble and take off, you'd really like to find a way to move the chains. He could not. That defense rallied, they responded, and they forced a 4th down.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. So out-handed Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out as a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
Last week was the ideal showing for him and really allowed his offense to feed off of him. He elevated everybody around him. Just got to look at his stat line to see how well he was throwing the ball. 300-plus yard game, several touchdowns, tremendous efficiency.
Atlanta about ready to go now. 1st and 10. Beginning on the ground with Algier. And he's brought down as the drive starts out with a 4-yard gain.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
Play action. Here's Penix. Into the hands of Tucker. Complete. And he's brought down after a short gain.
You know, kid, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Penix on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And he has enough for that first down, but look at his teammates. They know something's up. Everybody looking at that flag on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So they get dinged for the holding. You got to wonder if that changes their call as they line this up for third down. Here he goes, third and long. Finds him over the middle. And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
On fourth down, they'll bring out Blake Gillikin to punt it away. He was only needed twice in last week's win, and he gets this one away. This one is fair caught, but let's see what that flag's all about. This drive may not be done. A fortunate break for them as they get a gift with roughing the kicker. Their offense heading back out to keep things going.
Automatic first down.
This drive should have been over, partner, but running into the punter gives them new life and this first down. Running it after the penalty. And that's going to be a gain of 8 on first down. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Penix here from the gun. His pass is complete. That's Zay Flowers. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
47-yard line.
Offense marching it downfield on their opening drive. Here's a 1st and 10 from the 47. Firing quickly is Penix, complete. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's another Falcons first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Great opening drive continues. 1st and 10 at the 33. Here's Penix to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. Gets 16 yards on that play. And that's a Falcon first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
Here's Algier on first down. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Penix working from the gun. Brought in. And He's tackled after a nice pickup, but we've got a flag down. This could wipe that play away.
Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Ready.
So this is going to be second down and long following the holding flag.
Set up. 70 line. 3. 19 tight. 19 tight. Let's go.
From the shotgun, Penix. That's incomplete left side. That was Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. So now it's going to be third and long. Oh, and how well he's slinging it this opening drive, Brock. Not sure we expected to see an incompletion, but his perfect start ends at 5 for 5.
Yeah, kind of the feeling out process, right? I think you find this with defensive coordinators a whole bunch, trying to figure out what that script is on the other side. I have a sense there'll be some completions and incompletions along the way.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down.
Ready. Count. Go, Reed. Go.
To the air with Penix. He's able to hit Flowers. Caught. And it'll be first and goal. Stop is made at the 5-yard line.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
First and goal. They're hoping for an opening drive touchdown.
Let's go now.
Here's Robinson. How about this? He can't even get past the line of scrimmage. No challenge for the end zone here.
Pretty easy for me to play armchair quarterback up here and say I just don't like that call on 1st and 5, especially when you get nothing from it. Man, that one stings.
Another chance at it on second and goal, still from the 5.
Ready. Viking 18. Ready.
Penix. And cut in the end zone for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Well, we all knew who that final pass was going to go to. That entire drive really ran through him, and it continued all the way to 6.
Kind of became clear, right? After the second or third catch, somebody this defense overlooked in their game plan, and it took exactly one series to exploit it. Now, offensively, call it till they stop it.
Young Hui Koo on for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons will jump out to a 7-0 lead. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Scott now to return. Only manages to get this back to the 20 before he's taken down. Colts file out into formation. Here comes 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Jonathan Taylor. And he's going to be escorted out right along that 35-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that is good for an Indianapolis first down. All set to go now from the 35.
Here we go.
First down, play action. Complete, downfield to Felton. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
First down, Colts.
Taylor gets it on 1st and 10. And he's only able to get back to the line. It's going to be 2nd down.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best DNs do in this league.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Set, punt. Punt, red, 38. Punt.
Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Left side pulled in by Pittman. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
We're a quarter of the way through on this chilly winter afternoon. 7-0 is our score. We'll make our return to Mercedes-Benz Stadium after this. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Colts have the football. They've been moving it well, but face a 3rd down here. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. And down he goes. The Falcons defense gets it done. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack.
The Colts ready for the punt. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr. set to take over again. And that passing touchdown he started this game off with, just what we expected from somebody who you can see is among the NFL leaders in finding the end zone this year. The Falcons in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. Doesn't get much beyond the line. A yard at most. Terrion Arnold in on the stop.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Penix looking to pass. Escapes the pocket. He's going to keep it this time. And they send him out of bounds as he gets this to the opposing 45. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, partner, from the 45.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Robinson on the inside give. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every ho-hum run is a bigger play. It just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender may be a half step late, and this could have been much, much more exciting.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
18 Cardinal.
Penix now to throw. Got a man, it's Drake London. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing, but getting the ball out.
I'd say the Colts less than pleased with the ruling on the field, and coach is going to challenge it. All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a 3rd one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. 3rd and 1. It's Penix. Pass complete to Goddard. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. That's 16 on the pickup. And that is good enough for Atlanta. First down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now a handoff to Algier. And he's hit and sent out of bounds. So this ends as a gain of close to 7. Second down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Now Penix off the play action. Hauled in by Goddard, left side. And they haul him down after a gain of a couple. Leaves him in need of 1 more yard here on 3rd down.
It's what these quarterbacks are having to do more often now than ever before in football. Show off a little mobility. Get outside the pocket and find that open man.
It's Algier on 3rd. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Penix now. And he gives himself up after a short gain.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield. Get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
So from the 3, here's 2nd and goal. Robinson has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice down. I think you believe on that side, well, they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue to pound the football. Can't wait to watch this one.
He gets it again. And this time he gets in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons take a 13-0 lead. It's a Bijan Robinson touchdown. And he has made this a habit this season. That's his 10th rushing touchdown so far. Coup on now for the extra point.
For the point after.
Hit off with his aim, but that point after is good. And the Falcons double their lead to 14. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Scott now to return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Colts headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he's been more than just his passing touchdowns this season. In fact, you can see it right here. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing scores late in the campaign. Indianapolis bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
Check White.
Taylor gets it to begin the drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Let's go now. Ready?
Slot man in motion left.
Set.
2nd down carry for Taylor. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up. That goose egg up on the scoreboard, Brock, is not going away anytime soon if they keep having plays like that.
They really need something. An injection of energy here. Nothing will take the spark out of the series, quite like getting stuck for a loss.
That finds Pittman, complete. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he has it down near the red zone, just outside the 20.
It's a gain of 42 yards. That's another first down. A gain of 42 yards on the play. First down, Indianapolis.
Just about every offense since the beginning of time, since the forward pass, Kate, has loved a tight end that can stretch the middle of the field. Man, I remember as a kid watching Kellen Winslow Sr. dice up right here between the hashes, and what a difference it can make for an offense.
And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
Kate, from my vantage point up here, that was pretty close to drawing a penalty flag. Risky decision on first down. There was a target in the area, so thus, no penalty, and we move on to second.
Here's 2nd and 10 from the 21.
Ready.
Sticking to the air here. Short pass brought in. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Here he is on 3rd and short. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
All right, down a couple of scores. They want a bigger swing than just 3. They're going for this.
Yellow, line.
They're going Taylor. And this one will not work out for him. He's stacked up behind the line and he's going to head off after a turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And you can see he's valued well beyond his work just as a runner. He's leading NFL backs in receiving touchdowns late in this season. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Here's Penix. He's got London left side. And he'll have it up to about the 23-yard line on the play. And for a long time now in the NFL, going back to the 80s even, 4,000 yards has been the threshold that you got to hit to have a truly great year. And with that last completion, he's crossed that mark for the season. Congratulations to him. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Play fake. Penix. Another one here to London. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They get 23 on that one. And that's a Falcon first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
He completes it in traffic. And this one doesn't go far.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Penix is going to throw again. And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Third down, it's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Timeout, Indianapolis. That's in second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Out comes Blake Gillikin to punch, something he did plenty in Atlanta back in his high school playing days. Ooh, and he's out of bounds before he can break it upfield. Here comes the Colts offense now for another possession. And we're down inside a minute to play here in the second quarter, but that is enough time to get a drive together. Starting out with an empty backfield, Brock. Here they come, 1st and 10. Trying to throw this from the gun. The throw right side finds Pittman. And they're going to bring him down after his play rips off quite a chunk of yardage there, up to the 30.
And the Colts, first down. A gain of 18.
Pass play on 1st and 10. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
Safe to say there's been an early disconnect between the planning phase and the execution phase for this offense. Might be time, Kate, really to get back to basics, to the calls that you just trust the most.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Into heavy coverage, and that's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons take over as he records the 40th interception of his career.
I know he started to play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. It would make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Coach Raheem Morris sending his Falcons offense back to the field. They have time to look to the end zone first here before they send the field goal unit out. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Let's go, Falcons! 60 Bobcat! 60 Bobcat! 18, Pioneer!
Penix working from the gun. Well, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect. Trying to find his tight end. And it's going to be 2nd down.
Big cross there defensively.
Roll! 19, Tiger, 19!
Penix here from the gun. He brings it in. Gain of about 8 here. Nice pickup, but he stopped a second before he can move those chains. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. 3rd and a lone yard coming up.
70 Timberwolf! Hurt! Warriors, 19 tight! Dragon 60!
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown! The Falcons get more points to end a lopsided first half. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Coup on now for the extra point. Point after is up and through. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Scott now to return. He's stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Colts take over first and 10. And they're on 27-yard line.
Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining.
Set, ready. Set.
Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
Down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard.
Ready.
Brings up second and 11.
So a one-sided contest as we reach the break here. Let's head over to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Final 3 weeks of the regular season. The regular season witching hour, when playoff teams become also-rans and also-rans become playoff teams. Let's dive in. Our tour around the NFL starts now. We begin at MetLife Stadium. The New York Football Giants at home to take on the Commanders in the NFC East. And here's Wan'Dale Robinson. He was a tough man to pin down all game long. This, one of his 2 touchdown catches. From there, it's on to Cincinnati, checking in on the Bengals as they host the New York Jets. And this is the Jets quarterback. He gets this one complete, 6-yard touchdown pass. Got one more to show you right now. Let's go to Foxborough. It's the Patriots taking on the Miami Dolphins. And this is the home team running back. He's been terrific in the first half. This, the first of his 2 touchdown runs. This one's at halftime, and it's the Patriots with the big lead in front of a home crowd at the half. With that, time for a look at the playoff picture. Things starting to come into focus in the NFC here in Week 16. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Being on some shit, we go 0 to 100 real quick. Baby on that rap and pay the bills. And now I'm fit it, not even a little bit. Oh Lord, know yourself, know your work.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return starts at the 9. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Falcons and running back Bijan Robinson getting set to begin another drive. And among his touchdowns out of the backfield this season, this one is notable. On that last drive, he hit a benchmark that he's been pushing for. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Penix has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Shotgun snap, they give to Robinson. This is a nice gain, nearly moves those chains. He's got it up to the 36.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line.
3rd down, 1 yard to go.
3rd and 1.
Play action, here's Penix. Finally caught, and he lost the football. But it looked like a Falcon swooped in and got to that football. Yes, they recovered. They're keeping possession. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. It's got to come back. After the holding call, they're going to need even more now on third down.
Here we go. Viking 18. Hot go.
Throw here, third down. Gets this one to London. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum to keep that defense on its heels.
Let's go.
Here's a handoff for Algier. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Sack. Hawk 70. Viking 18.
Algier with another carry. Jukes away from one. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
60 evil.
Here's a counter give to Robinson. Now he's past the 25. This is going to take him into the red zone. He's down at the 16-yard line. They get 22 out of that play. And that is good enough for an Atlanta first down.
Falcons, first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Brought in. And we might be close to this lead growing again. That play gives him a 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
4 downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal.
60 Bison. Check go.
Trying to run in, Algier. And he gets in, touchdown! The Falcons grow the lead coming out of halftime. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Coup on now for the extra point. Extra point sails through good. And the Falcons grow their lead yet again. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Scott now to return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Into traffic. Complete. And he'll get it up to the 27.
You get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
26 yards. That's
Look to throw. Finds him over the middle. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Quick, yellow.
From the gun, Taylor. He's unable to get away from that tempo. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on second down. The line. Here's 3rd and 3.
Let's go now. Ready?
Taylor again. And the run will not work. He is stopped at the line. This is going to be 4th and short. All right, looks like this is the moment. They're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th.
Check
They're going to try to throw for it. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And the Falcons get it back on his 6th interception of the season. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season.
On the set.
Good starting spot here for the Falcons, Brock. This is 1st and 10.
Here we go, set.
A toss snap to Robinson. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the 1st.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
Set. Hey, 60, go.
On 1st down, here's Penix. They'll try to set up the screen. Here's Robinson. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
As an offense, you don't call a screen, Kate, expecting to gain just a few yards. You call it expecting to break off something big and substantial. But it's up to that defense to stay ahead of it, to keep it contained to something much smaller. Case in point right there.
Let's go now. Hey, Warrior 70.
Penix looking to pass. And he gets it through the midfield stripe and onto the Colts side of the field.
That's not a big completion on the stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Third and 4 coming up now.
Set. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Dragon 60.
Throwing Penix. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass. This one misses the tight end. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Falcons getting ready for the punt. Blake Gillikin will kick it away. And he's got this fair catch right along the 12-yard line. The Indianapolis offense ready to take another swing at it. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand. Colts file out into formation. Here comes 1st and 10.
Set, ready. Ready.
They'll start on the ground. Taylor. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
1st down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
Ready, ready. Ready.
Looking in the air here. This is Loveland working the right side. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
32.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Punt team on the field. And they could really use a good one here. return's going to come to a close as we reach the end of our quarter. We're through 3 on this holiday weekend. It's Falcons football, and they hold a commanding advantage in this one. New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. They'll start this series with an option left. And he slides down for no gain. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, QB keeper, it gets 0.
Throwing for the pistol, Penix. Gets it downfield, on target to Flowers. He's going to bring this down to their 35. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. All set to go now from the 35.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Go straight. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Go.
Penix now on 1st down. Puts his body on the line, and he got it! This game has already been a good one for him, Brock, and hey, there's still time he could add on even more.
Then you just feel his aggressive mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
Bringing the offense up to the line, 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's Robinson up the middle. He dodged the tackle. And he's brought down after a great gain. That's going to set up 1st and goal. He's been a fixture for them all game, and all signs indicate, Brock, he's going to remain one in the time we've got left.
Yeah, they've leaned on him in certain spots, and he has shouldered the load oh so well. Put together a game that everyone's happy with.
They've got 3 tight ends on this 1st and goal, thinking run or play action.
Let's go now. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Ready, ready.
Now Penix off the play action. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jack Kaiser. And the Colts are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his 1st career interception. Inside the red zone, they could feel how tight they were to the goal line. And then bam, Brock, they're off the field after a clutch interception.
I tell you what, football's the ultimate team game, but this is a situation where an individual picks up all 10 of his guys out there on the field. Somebody else is going to pick up the tab at dinner tonight for him.
And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense.
15-yard line.
Headed in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. Here's 2nd and 14. They're going play action. He gets this one to Strange. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway, but he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them. And the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. A throw right side finds Pittman. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard.
Awareness. You've got to be aware. Play caller, quarterback, receiver have to be aware of where the sticks are. Their route just not enough, not deep enough to extend the drive and move the chains.
Ready.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. Quick slant into the hands of Downs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
And the Colts, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Here's Taylor from the pistol. He's held it just a couple of yards on that carry, and that brings up 2nd down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Man in motion here.
Block 40. Slide. Ready.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. Connects on the crosser. And he takes this up to around the 46, and that's going to leave him a yard at most from that marker on third down.
Brings up third and inches.
Ready.
Gonna keep this one and go. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's fourth down. Now can't blame him looking at that scoreboard, right? Might as well go for this on fourth down. Desperation time here. Finds Pittman, complete. And he's going to be hauled out on a gain across midfield, down inside the 45-yard line. So an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble to go for it there on fourth down, Brock. They're moving the chains. First and 10 from the 43. Trying to throw this from the gun. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. After the incompletion, they come up on second and 10. Now they're going to throw out of the gun. Completed over the middle. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll be first down, Colts.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
13 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
Running back sent in motion. They are throwing it again. On target to Downs. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Coming to the line, this is first and 10.
Colts, first down. First and 10 at the 19.
In the red zone now. And that one falls incomplete. So it would have been a great catch. Still was a great effort. That brings up second down.
Leads to second and 10.
Here we go. Set. Ready.
They'll go play action. Finds him on the crossing route. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes teams break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was trying to find Ty Felton with that one. It's second and goal.
Even the best of them could be hurried into a throw before they're ready, and that pressure just messed up all the timing, the rhythm, and the clock of the quarterback. It's one of those situations, not much to be had there no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Third and goal. The offense hoping something can finally go right here.
Let's go now. Hut.
Here he goes. Third and long. Finds the football outside. And he's out of bounds before he could challenge for that marker. It's fourth down.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on third downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
Field goal doesn't move that needle, and they're going for the touchdown. It's fourth and goal. Oh, my, it's intercepted in the end zone. And the Falcons make the stand on fourth and goal. What a clutch turnover.
Well, Kate, that's far from the first time we've seen him throw into the wrong team, but this one was probably the most costly.
All right, one more snap before the 2-minute warning. On first down, here's Penix. That's him on the quick hitter. And he gets a gain of 9, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. In a good spot here, second and inches. Algier running behind center. Pickup of 2 here, and that's a Falcon first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Lining up to take a knee on second down. He's drawn up for it. So the Falcons earn the win in this one. And it's harder and harder not to mention, Brock, the possibility of an undefeated season as they add another to their total here in the penultimate month of the campaign. Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. A well-earned win for the Falcons as we say goodbye from Atlanta.